Hey, what's up, you money makers? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about ticker symbol HCMC, Healthier Choices Management Corporation, one of the favorite stock that we have been reviewing on this channel. The stock is trading at 0.0011, and I want to talk about three particular things. The first one is some of the updates, massive updates or important updates I want to say about HCMC and Philip Morris lawsuit that is going on in terms of the infringement of the patent that HCMC has filed. And I want to share some of the updates and a joint stay that both the companies agreed upon and what's going on with the lawsuit. The second thing is we'll take a look at the latest SEC filing by HCMC in terms of the forfeiting of the stock. And I want to also share that there is some rumors and I saw some videos and some articles about the management. HCMC management is dumping the stock. I could not really find any evidence, so I want to share that information with you so you can make informed financial decision if you own HCMC. I do believe that if the lawsuit comes out to a conclusion, the HCMC stock price could double, triple, or quadruple in just no time. So I want to share all these updates with you. And the third thing is we'll review the stock price, how the stock is trading at the moment, what are some of the latest updates about the HCMC as a company, and some of the price prediction that I want to share with you. I also want to share that I own HCMC and I'm 50% more or less down in terms of my investment. I do not own a lot of stocks, but whatever I own, I'm 50% down. So I want to make that clear as well, and I want to share my own perspective and opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a lawyer, but I have been doing a lot of research about this lawsuit, a lot of research about HCMC as a company. So do your own due diligence as well before you buy or sell the stock. But I wanted to share what I learned, what I researched, hoping that it will help you making informed financial decision in your financial journey as well. Now, like, share, and subscribe to this video because it takes me a while to do all this research, share this information with you, and post this video. So your like is very much appreciated, and it ensures that this video can reach to more and more people. Subscribe to my channel for future updates and daily videos about stocks. We have been talking about a lot of penny stocks, cryptocurrencies, and whatnot, and we have been pretty successful in terms of the investment, especially in last 3 or 4 months in 2021. So your support is very much appreciated. Now, without further delay, let's talk about HCMC. The stock has been sideways lately, and there are some reasons. One of the biggest reasons is there is no update about the lawsuit. Now, if you have bought this thinking about the hype, looking at some of these videos and maybe Wall Street Bet and Reddit's, I want to make sure that you make informed financial decision if you want to sell or if you want to buy more, because one of the reasons why it is sideways is there is no real updates in terms of the lawsuit. Now, one thing that you want to also consider that this lawsuit does not really come up with the conclusion in a month or 2 or 3. This patent infringement type of lawsuit takes about a year or 2 or maybe 3 years, and that's the timeline historically that we have seen. Now, this lawsuit was filed 4 months ago in December or November, I want to say 30th, 2020. We got this update that HCMC Corporation files patent infringement lawsuit against Philip Morris. Now, this is not dismissed yet. This is a great sign that if there was no merits, this lawsuit have been dismissed by now. There are multiple lawsuits around IQOS product that the Philip Morris has. You also want to consider that Philip Morris invested more than $3 billion into this IQOS product that the HCMC is suing them for the patent infringement. They had a couple of other patents. Philip Morris had a couple of other patent lawsuits from other companies, which is totally separate than what HCMC is telling them. It's based on the combustion, the way the combustion happens, and Philip Morris is confirming 97% of the product is not using combustion, but we are talking about the 3%, which no one really is sure at this point. In my research and opinion, I do believe that there is a really good possibility that HCMC has a really legit and valid case. However, it has been more than 4 months, as you can see right here, and this seems like a pretty legit lawsuit. Now, let's take a look at what happened before a couple of days in terms of the lawsuit updates, and this is what precisely I want to share with you as well. Now, both the companies file a joint motion to stay pending resolution of defendant's motion to dismiss by Healthier Choices Management Corporation. What this means is both the companies agreed upon. Now, this is very, very important. Both the companies have been agreed upon two things. One of the things is earlier this month, and I'll share that dates and all that as well. They both agreed to extend the timeline. So there is an agreement from both the companies that we saw for the first time. Now, this is the second time on April 1st. Both the companies also filed joint motion to stay pending resolution of defendant's motion. That was filed, motion to dismiss, that was filed by HCMC Corporation. But what it means is both the companies agreed and said, let's stop, let's pause, and let's don't do anything else. And there could be multiple reasons. Now, this litigation for patent infringement on 25th of February, and I want to take you to that point first as well. On 25th of February, Philip Morris had filed a motion to dismiss dismiss the case that the HCMC is suing them for. And after that, on March 9th, so the way it works is, first, there is motion to dismiss that is filed by Philip Morris, and then HCMC has certain time period to respond back. And HCMC did respond back on March 9th, as you can see right here, joint motion to extend the time to file the response by defendant. So both the companies agreed. Now, Philip Morris has time until April 16th to respond back. And in the meantime, both the companies on April 1st have filed joint motion, this particular event, to pending resolution for defendant motion to dismiss. Now, what this means is, now, once again, I want to say on April 2nd, which is on Friday, right here, there was order granting motion to stay all deadlines for 30 days pending the resolution of the defendant's motion to dismiss. Now, what this means is for next 30 days, the judge granted, and this is signed by this judge that they have mentioned right here. So basically, the judge agreed, and they have now 30-day deadline for this. Now, as a next step, what would have happened is the judge would have reviewed the motion to dismiss from Philip Morris and reply with additional responses given by the HCMC Corporation. Now, by the steps about making sure that the judgment, whether there is any merits on the case, whether there will be a trial for this case or not. But now both the companies are saying, let's just stop. Let's just don't do anything. And this is a pretty standard procedure in my opinion. But the important thing is both the company is agreeing upon the next step. During this time period, before the judge announces or decides whether there will be trial on the floor or whether the case is dismissed, there's a slew of processes happening that includes a lot of time frame around the trials. Judge is doing their due diligence and analysis on what can happen. They also review the summary and detail from both the parties, that is HCMC and Philip Morris, and they come up with a rough timeline as to when the trial can happen in the court. Now, there are a couple of reasons why both the companies have jointly said or jointly submitted for motion to stay. And by a simple Google search, I can confirm that what is the motion for stay is the act of temporarily stopping a judicial proceeding through the order of the court. A stay is suspended for a case and a suspension of a particular proceeding within a case. So in this particular case, the judge has given 30-day timeline as I showed right here. And what this means is there are a couple of situations or couple of things that might be happening in the background. The first one is both the companies working on, and this is highly speculative, both the companies are working on the potential settlement. Now, potential settlement could bring in some settlement amount, so on and so forth, or maybe royalty deal, or maybe some part of acquisition. Now, if you think about why there will be an acquisition, which is and how that could be, is basically HCMC has three different companies. The first one is their HCMC IP, Intellectual Property Holding LLC, that holds all these patents. The second is their 18,000 square feet store, a physical location location in Florida. They have a vape store, and in addition to that, they have this online portal or the vitamin store that I shared earlier in this video. So there will be a good possibility if they want to acquire the company, they can acquire one of the subsidiary, or maybe one of the patent, or maybe one of the royalty deal that HCMC agrees upon. Now that's pretty important that you want to note. So all this chronological order, as you can see, all these dates on February 25th and then March 9th, and now we are in April and there is no more updates, and which is why the stock is going sideways. So if you're hoping to get double or triple or quadruple of your investment, it may not happen within a week, within 2 weeks, within a month or couple of months. This is a long-term process, so it is not something that is going to spike up double or triple in no time. There are two quick possibilities as to how this could happen. The first one is a good economical or financial earning report from HCMC. So right now the company has all these facilities established, including their vape store, and right now they have the vitamin store online as well. So that's a great possibility that the company can bump up their revenue, bump up their profitability. That's the first catalyst. The second catalyst is something along the lines of this lawsuit. And this could be the bigger catalyst that can bring the stock price to 3, 4, 5 times level, maybe up to 1 cent or 2 cent level, because there is a lot of hype around this stock. This stock has been talked widely into the social media on Wall Street Bets, and there is a huge volume. So these are two big catalysts that I want to share. Other than that, there are not huge chances that the stock can quadruple maybe like in a week or two. So you want to keep that in mind if you want to buy stocks of HCMC at this price point. There is a good possibility that this can double in no time, given that there is some progress in the lawsuit. There is going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, which is when the stock price can bump up super quick. The stock was at 0.0065 level at one point, and after that the stock has been declining, and which is when we saw this price point of 0.0011. But you want to consider that this price point is pretty narrow price point, and the company has a very small market cap of $340 million. In addition to that, I also want to share that there is one more update that HCMC has shared on their site. There are 4 SEC filings for Form 4 that you can see right here. It is a statement of changes in beneficiaries' ownership for all their insiders, including their CEO, Jeff Holman, Sandy Christopher, Anthony, and John. And I reviewed this form myself, and I want to share what this means. What this means is, this is the form for Jeff Holman, their CEO. They're forfeiting 1.5 billion shares of HCMC. The same way, John, one of their insider director, he has forfeited 412 million shares. Once again, one more director, 68 million, and one more person, insider, 1.1 billion of HCMC share. And what this means is, I want to review this text that is written in green right here. So I'll explain this to you, but I want you to pay full attention to this as well. The share of common stock granted pursuant of time-based restricted stock award, or RSA or RSU stock units. This restricted common stock shall vest in the increment of the last day of each 7 calendar day quarter ending June 30th and also on March 30th, 2021. And the reporting person voluntarily forfeited this 1.5 billion shares of restricted stock units that were to vest on March 30th, 2021. The forfeited stocks will be deemed authorized but unissued common stocks and will be available for future issuance of the company. So what I understand is this may dilute the stock more or less a little bit, because it will open up the pool for the common stock. So that might be one of the reasons why the stock might be a sideways a little bit here or there. But there are some rumor that the company's insiders are selling the stock heavily. I could not find really any evidence, at least at looking at the SEC filings that the company has, because whenever their CEO or any other director that has insider information, when they sell large chunk of stocks, they have to report to SEC. There are no reports, at least I could find, on their site, on SEC site, that the company has shared. So I do not believe that the company's insiders are selling the stocks heavily. However, the little bit of dip in the stock price is due to the market fluctuation, due to this, once again, this is an OTC stock, due to the stock price is pretty low, so it can go in any direction. In addition to that, we have seen some short volume as well in HCMC that I shared, and it was a pretty heavy short volume in terms of the percentage. So the percentage of the short sellers were pretty high on a daily basis, which is what also causing the stock price to go down. Now, if you take a look at how the stock price has been trading, it is between 0.0010 and 1.5. Lately, we have been seeing that the lower volume, and with the lower volume, the stock price is dipping more or less, and it touched as low as 0.0010. Now, looking at this chart, and I want to share how the chart has been looking, the RSI is 48, so it's not overbought or oversold condition. The MACD is also pretty okay in my opinion, because the blue is right across with the orange, which is the signal. The blue is the MACD. Now, looking at this RSI, the stock is pretty not, it is not going to, from technical analysis, it is not going to cause the deep, in my personal opinion. But what I found out is 0.0015. If you take a look at right here, this is the resistance level. If the stock wants to go in a higher direction, once again go back to 0.0027 level, it is pretty crucial for the stock to cross 0.0015 level. If it crosses that, and if it goes, it's going to spike if it crosses that, and if there is momentum, if there is a positive news, or at least some of the updates about their patent lawsuit, I strongly believe that it will cross 0.0022 level, which is the next resistance level that I was able to find in my analysis, which is around right here. If it crosses 0.0022 level, in no time it'll go to 0.0027 level, which is the next resistance. Now, if the stock goes and stays below 0.0009 level, which is when it will be into the bearish mode. But I do not expect that the stock is in bearish mode. You can see right here, there's a big red candle that suggests that the stock may go into a bit of a bearish mode. But given that the volume is pretty okay, given that there will be some updates that we will be able to get in next couple of weeks, or at least in next 30 days, I do not believe that the stock will be in the bearish mode. If at all the stock goes into the bearish mode, I also expect there will be a heavy volume that will be a buying volume. At that time, the stock will sustain the price. So that's my personal opinion and analysis. If the stock crosses 0.0015 level, there is a huge possibility that it will be close to double to 0.0027 level. This is what I wanted to share with you. Once again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a financial advisor, I am just a random person on the YouTube. So do your own due diligence and analysis. Like, share, and subscribe to this video. Your like is very much appreciated. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks all for watching.